When it comes to luxury SUVs, finding the perfect balance between opulence and dependability is key. No car is reliable if it's neglected. Maintenance and reliability are not the same thing and are often confused. Just because a car needs regular service doesn't mean it's unreliable. The key is understanding which luxury cars hold up well when properly maintained and which ones will leave you stranded no matter what. In this video, I'll highlight 5 of the most reliable luxury SUVs that will stand the test of time, if properly maintained. Let's get into it. If you're in the market for a luxury SUV that doesn't require constant trips to the service department, the BMW X3 M40i should be on your radar. This isn't just a well-dressed grocery getter, it's a fun, powerful, and surprisingly reliable machine that blends performance with everyday usability. Launched in 2018 as part of the G01 generation, the X3 M40i sits between the standard X3 and the full-blown X3M. It delivers M-level performance without the harsh ride or massive maintenance costs. Under the hood, you get BMW's B58 engine, a 3.0-liter turbocharged inline-six that has become one of BMW's most respected modern engines. Early models from 2018 to 2019 packed 355 horsepower and 369 foot-pounds of torque, while the 2020 facelift bumped it up to 382 horsepower. That means a blistering 0 to 60 time of just 4.4 seconds. Insane for something this practical. Power is sent through an 8-speed ZF automatic transmission, one of the smoothest and fastest shifting gearboxes in its class. The xDrive all-wheel drive system keeps things planted, allowing you to put down power even in poor conditions. Unlike some all-wheel drive systems that feel heavy and disconnected, BMW tuned this one to remain rear-biased, maintaining a sporty driving feel. Reliability is usually a concern with BMWs, but the X3 M40i bucks that trend. The B58 engine has proven to be one of BMW's most dependable modern engines, avoiding the common failures of older BMW Turbo 6s like fuel pump issues, oil leaks, and carbon buildup. Yes, it's still a German luxury SUV, so parts aren't cheap, but compared to other performance SUVs, it holds up well. Routine maintenance, oil changes, coolant flushes, and transmission services keeps it running strong. When well maintained, these engines can easily rack up high mileage without becoming a money pit. Step inside and it's all BMW, clean, premium, and packed with tech without being overwhelming. The iDrive infotainment system remains one of the best, with Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and an intuitive interface. You also get a digital gauge cluster, heated seats, premium Harman Kardon audio, and just the right amount of ambient lighting to make night drives feel special. Cargo space is more than enough for road trips, Costco runs, or whatever questionable Facebook Marketplace purchases you bring home. What sets the M40i apart is its driving experience. While many competitors prioritize comfort, the M40i retains BMW's signature dynamics. The M Sport suspension, adaptive dampers, and sharp steering make it feel far sportier than an SUV should. It's not a full M car, but unless you're pushing it to the absolute limit, you won't feel like you're missing out. It's comfortable when you want it to be and aggressive when you push it, a balance many luxury SUVs fail to achieve. The BMW X3 M40i proves you don't have to compromise between performance, luxury, and reliability. It's fast, fun, practical, and, by BMW standards, one of the most reliable options available. If you want a luxury SUV that handles daily driving, spirited backroad runs, and even an occasional track day, this is one of the best choices in its class. Next, we have the Mercedes GLC 300. With its refined styling and strong reputation, this mid-size luxury SUV delivers comfort and practicality without the constant repair headaches. If you want a luxury SUV that doesn't break down every other day, the Mercedes-Benz GLC 300 deserves a serious look. Launched in 2016 under the X253 chassis, the GLC replaced the old GLK and brought a more refined, modern design to Mercedes' compact SUV lineup. It's got the badge, the comfort, and, surprisingly, the reliability to back it up. Powering this thing is a 2.0-liter turbocharged inline-4, producing 241 horsepower and 273 foot-pounds of torque in early models. The 2020 facelift bumped power slightly, and by 2023, output was up to 255 horsepower. It's not a tire-shredding monster, but it's got more than enough grunt for daily driving, highway cruising, and the occasional moment of bad decision-making when you put your foot down. It's paired with a 9-speed automatic transmission that keeps shifts smooth and fuel efficiency reasonable. You get the choice of rear-wheel drive or 4MATIC all-wheel drive, with the 4MATIC being the better option if you live somewhere where weather likes to ruin your plans. One of the best things about the GLC 300 is how well it rides. The suspension is tuned more for comfort than aggression, which is exactly what you want in a luxury SUV. It soaks up bumps like a champ, and if you get the optional air suspension, it's basically a rolling cloud. Handling is composed, but don't expect AMG-level sharpness. This is a cruiser first, a canyon carver never. Inside, it's peak Mercedes luxury. Even early models had high-end materials, real wood or aluminum trim, and soft-touch everything. By 2020, the cabin got even better. With a larger MBUX infotainment system, a fully digital gauge cluster, and enough ambient lighting to make you feel like you're inside a concept car. The seats are comfortable, the Burmester sound system is incredible, and you get all the modern tech, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, voice controls, and a touchpad that's more fun to use than it should be. Now let's talk reliability, something German cars aren't exactly known for, but the GLC 300 has proven to be one of the more dependable models in its class. The M274 and M264 engines used over the years have held up well, with far fewer catastrophic failures than you'd expect from a turbocharged luxury SUV. Regular maintenance is still key, oil changes, transmission services, and avoiding the temptation to cheap out on parts. One area to watch out for? The electrical system. Mercedes loves putting electronics in everything, which means things like infotainment glitches or sensor failures aren't unheard of. But in terms of major mechanical problems, the GLC 300 has a far better track record than many of its rivals. At the end of the day, the Mercedes GLC 300 is an excellent choice if you want a luxury SUV that's comfortable, stylish, and won't constantly leave you stranded. It's got just enough power, one of the best interiors in its class, and reliability that, by Mercedes standards, is actually impressive. If you want that three-pointed star without the usual headaches, this is one of the safest bets out there. The Audi SQ5 makes its mark as our third pick. With a powerful engine and a luxurious interior, this SUV combines performance and reliability in a way that few others in its class can match. If you want a luxury SUV that doesn't feel like it's afraid of a little speed, the Audi SQ5 is one of the best out there. Launched in its second generation, the 80A in 2018, this SUV took everything people loved about the first gen and refined it even further, faster, sharper, and, surprisingly, more reliable than most performance-oriented luxury SUVs. Under the hood, the SQ5 packs a 3.0-liter turbocharged V6, pushing out 354 horsepower and 369 foot-pounds of torque. That means a 0 to 60 time of just 5.1 seconds, which is dangerously quick for something that still hauls groceries and kids. Audi swapped the old supercharger for a turbo in this generation, making power delivery smoother while improving efficiency. And yes, it still sounds incredible. It's paired with an 8-speed automatic transmission and, of course, quattro all-wheel drive, so it grips the road like it's got something to prove. Whether it's raining, snowing, or just a regular day, the SQ5 is ready to move. The sport-tuned adaptive suspension keeps body roll in check while still delivering a comfortable ride. Just don't expect it to feel as soft as a regular Q5. This one actually likes corners. Inside, it's typical Audi luxury, which means minimalist design, high-end materials, and tech that actually works. Even in early models, you get leather and Alcantara seats, a fully digital gauge cluster, and Audi's MMI infotainment system. By 2021, Audi gave it a refresh, with a larger touchscreen, better software, and even more premium materials. The Bang & Olufsen sound system is a must-have if you like your music crisp and loud. Now, let's get into reliability, because let's be honest, German performance SUVs don't always have the best track record. The SQ5's 3.0-liter turbo V6 has proven to be surprisingly durable, especially if you stay on top of oil changes and don't ignore basic maintenance. The ZF 8-speed automatic is another strong point. It's smooth, fast, and unlike some dual-clutch options, it doesn't feel clunky in traffic. However, like most Audis, the SQ5 isn't completely bulletproof. Some common issues include carbon buildup on intake valves because direct injection loves doing that, occasional water pump failures, and electronic gremlins that show up when they feel like it. But compared to other performance SUVs, the SQ5 holds up well, especially if you're not the type to push service intervals to their limits. Overall, the Audi SQ5 is one of the best choices for anyone who wants performance, luxury, and reliability in one package. It's quick without being obnoxious, comfortable without being boring, and, by Audi standards, one of the more dependable options out there. If you want an SUV that balances speed and daily usability, this is one of the safest bets in the segment. At number 2, we have the Porsche Macan. While Porsche may be better known for their sports cars, the Macan delivers the same reliability and performance you'd expect from the brand, only in an SUV package. If you want a luxury SUV that actually drives like a sports car, the Porsche Macan is in a league of its own. Launched in 2015, the Macan took everything Porsche knew about making fast, fun cars and squeezed it into an SUV that doesn't feel like an SUV. It's been one of the best-selling Porsches ever, and for good reason. Let's start with performance. Even the base Macan gets a 2.0-liter turbocharged four-cylinder, putting out 261 horsepower, which is already quicker than most compact SUVs. But if you want real power, the Macan S and GTS come with a 2.9-liter twin-turbo V6, delivering up to 434 horsepower in the GTS. That means 0 to 60 in as little as 4.3 seconds, which is ridiculous for something that still fits car seats. Every Macan comes with Porsche's PDK 7-speed dual-clutch transmission and all-wheel drive, which means shifts are lightning fast, and handling is as sharp as some actual sports cars. Porsche's tuning is no joke. The Macan isn't just quick in a straight line, it actually feels planted through corners, something most SUVs can't say with a straight face. Inside, this SUV does what Porsche does best: simple, high-end design with zero wasted space. The cabin is full of premium leather, metal, and high-quality plastics. Nothing feels cheap. Even older models came with Porsche's classic center console with physical buttons, while 2022 and newer models switched to a sleeker, all-touch setup. The infotainment system is clean, the seats are supportive, and if you option it right, it's one of the best interiors in its class. Now, the real question: how reliable is a Porsche Macan? Because German luxury cars don't always have the best track record. Surprisingly, it has proven to be one of Porsche's most dependable models. The 2.0-liter turbo engine is shared with Audi and has been relatively trouble-free, while the 2.9-liter twin-turbo V6 is strong if properly maintained. The PDK transmission is rock solid as long as you don't forget that Porsche maintenance is not cheap. Of course, it's not perfect. Common issues include transfer case failures, especially on older models, coolant leaks, and occasional electrical glitches. Regular maintenance is key. Oil changes, transmission services, and not skipping out on factory-recommended work will keep this SUV running for years. At the end of the day, the Porsche Macan is one of the few luxury SUVs that still prioritizes driving experience. It's fast, handles like it wants to be a sports car, and stays more reliable than you'd expect from a Porsche. If you want a practical daily driver that doesn't feel like a compromise, this is one of the best picks in the segment. And finally, at the top of our list, the Lexus RX 350. Lexus is synonymous with reliability, and the RX 350 is no exception. If you're looking for a luxury SUV that combines comfort, durability, and peace of mind, this one's a standout. If reliability had a name, it would probably be the Lexus RX 350. This SUV has been the gold standard for buy it and forget about it luxury since it first hit the scene. The fourth-generation RX 350 produced from 2016 to 2022 is no exception. It's smooth, well-built, and will probably outlive its first owner. Let's talk about what makes this SUV such a solid choice, starting with the engine. Under the hood, you get a 3.5-liter V6 pushing 295 horsepower and 268 foot-pounds of torque. No turbos, no unnecessary complexity, just a naturally aspirated V6 that's been refined for decades. It's paired with an 8-speed automatic transmission, which delivers smooth shifts and is built for the long haul. Front-wheel drive is standard, but if you deal with snow or rough conditions, the all-wheel drive version is the way to go. On the road, the RX 350 is all about comfort. The steering is light, the suspension is tuned for a smooth ride, and road noise is minimal. It's not a sporty SUV, and it doesn't pretend to be. If you're looking for razor-sharp handling and aggressive cornering, this isn't it. But if you want a luxury SUV that eats up miles effortlessly, the RX delivers. Inside, Lexus keeps it classy and comfortable. Soft leather seats, wood or aluminum trim, and top-tier build quality make it feel premium. There's plenty of room for passengers, and the cargo space is more than enough for road trips or daily errands. The only real downside? The infotainment system. Lexus finally ditched the frustrating trackpad in 2020, but if you're looking at an earlier model, prepare to use Apple CarPlay or Android Auto to keep your sanity. Now, let's talk about why the RX 350 has such a legendary reputation: reliability. This 3.5-liter V6 is nearly bulletproof. It's been used in Toyota and Lexus models for years with almost zero major issues. The 8-speed automatic transmission is solid, and with routine maintenance, this SUV can easily hit 300,000 miles without any serious problems. So there you have it. 5 luxury SUVs that blend luxury, performance, and reliability. Of course, regular maintenance is essential for all vehicles, but these options will give you the best chance of enjoying trouble-free ownership. Which one would you choose? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more insights. See you in the next one.